And we'll keep our eye on A.J. Terrell. He'll make you pay if you throw his way too often. It's the Falcons and the Dolphins, and it's all up next.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. And just like that, the season has reached October. Joined by Brock Hewitt up here in the booth. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, I don't know about you, but I always feel like the smells start to change in October. It just really starts to smell like fall, smell like football, second month of the regular season. And these next few games take on a greater importance moving forward.
Gosh, I wish I had a sense of smell. Mine is so bad, but I love what you're cooking right there. And I love this stretch of games because it makes a lot of teams contenders and a bunch of the other sellers as the trade deadline arrives here at the end of the month. You go on a hot streak heading into Halloween, and things will be looking great. But flounder this month, and you may end up seeing some of your buddies shipped off and playing elsewhere.
Flowers now to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So out head the Falcons for their first possession. And leading them out is a master at overcoming adversity before and after being drafted 8th overall in 2024. Out of your alma mater, Washington, it's Michael Penix Jr.
Two numbers that a lot of people were focused on from his performance last week. That would be 3 and 0, as in touchdowns and interceptions. That's a quarterback who was efficient, aggressive in the right spots, but he took great care of the football. And of course, well, he cares less about those two numbers. He's more about the alphabet, like that letter W, picking up the win in that ball game.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's second down. Penix here from the gun. Got a man. It's Drake London. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. They come to the line here. This is 3rd and 6. Oh, a little movement along the line there. That's going to cost the defense 5 yards.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
Broke the plane before the snap, and that's going to give the offense some free yardage. After the penalty, 3rd and a yard coming up. Penix working from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Here's the lone back on the handoff. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. We'll go play action. Here's Penix. Connects on the crosser. They got 24 yards on the play. And the Falcons will have a first.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
All right, all set up now. 1st and 10. First carry here for Braylon Allen. Space to the left. They get an even 10 on that play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
I don't know, kid. I didn't think he had it. But that back did. He knew exactly where he had to get for the first down. Pops up right away and signals first down.
Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. And he's stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. Double the distance to go after that holding call. It's now 1st and 20. Tight end in motion right. From the shotgun, Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board, and the first drive as a defense, and now we let the chess match begin, the adjustments begin, because we know
current players
and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Trying again, following the sack. Dumps it off to his running back. He's got it in the red zone. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that
This is my 6th season.
because it takes all 11 doing their job.
The Dolphins with an extra DB out there. 3rd down coming. Throwing Penix. Completed over the middle. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Bullock's kick is good. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. From a couple of yards deep, this is going to come out. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a proud Samoan and one of your few fellow lefty QBs, Brock, Tua Tagovailoa.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. 1st and 10 now. Here's Tagovailoa. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
We spend so much time talking about an offense and how they script their first 15 plays typically. But how about that defense? Head coach, heck, every player on that sidelines, you couldn't script it any better. Well, other than maybe taking the ball away, creating a negative play, creating a sack, creating an offense now behind the chains, that's exactly how you're looking to start. This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after 2 straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over them.
Tagovailoa facing 3rd and long. Got his target. It's Hill. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped.
Pursue, pursue, pursue. It's why they do these drills all the time, Kate. You do them through the offseason, you do them through training camp, you do them in the regular season. Because when a defense plays with tremendous pursuit, you force 4th downs just as they did.
He's got this at the 27. And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one scored as a massive 67-yard effort. and the Falcons will take over. First down, ball at the 36. Play action, here's Penix. Finding Flowers. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. That holding penalty is going to make first down twice as tough. They're 20 from the marker to start things out. Here's Penix to throw. Massive hit. The ball is out. And the Dolphins got it. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover. Wow, oh wow. He sent his offense out twice now, and both times they fumbled it away. I'm not sure who's more aggravated, the dudes down there or the dude next to me up here.
Well, I'm aggravated, but I know the guy on the field wants to put the offense in the doghouse. Like, all of them right now. This can't happen in the NFL, Kate. And a lot of guys out there,
watch them still settle for a field goal.
Accountable to hold on to the ball.
They've got first down from the 31. They motion the tight end over. Not first down. Here's Tagovailoa. He's got time here. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up second down.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Off the play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
It's looking like a dreaded 3-and-out offensively, but listen, if you can't keep your quarterback clean and upright, you're going to need some magic, big-time magic, to convert on this 3rd and long.
Let's see what they went with on third down. Two and out from the gun. Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out! And it's a turnover. The defense has it. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field.
Offense.
So that was holding on the offense.
Not even a field goal.
From the defense means this stands as a turnover. Blown back, gets the handoff. And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Dolphins side of the field. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Here's 2nd and 7. Short pass brought in. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight ends short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
This is Allen on the give. He's got the first and more inside the 25. It's a gain of 22. And the Falcons will have a first.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. This one's a little touch pass forward to his man coming across. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
Well, this offense is trying to keep the defense off balance down here in the red zone, mixing in receiver runs with everything else they love to do. And the best part is, it's working. He gets them several yards on that play.
The give here on second. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding. Offense.
So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Only a solitary field goal so far as we're through one quarter. Just a field goal separates these two. Back to Hard Rock Stadium right after this. Back for our second quarter. It's Falcons football. They have it second down, well inside of field goal range. Man in motion here. Here's 2nd and 14. Caught by Flowers. Gets it forward for a gain of 3. Stops by Chop Robinson. And the Dolphins in a nickel set for this third down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Tucker's kick is up and good. And special teams convert to get them a little something out of that possession.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm than start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Returnable from the 2. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. And set it out there now. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, he falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Tagovailoa, quick throw, complete. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll be 1st down, Miami.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and 10 from the 41. Going play action, Tagovailoa. Rolling left, buying some time.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool belt, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. A tight end in motion now. They run the counter to H.N. And they'll bring him down after a small gain to the 48. Following the play, we do have an injured man in need of some assistance, and that's the burner, Devon Achane, who's in some pain. And the Falcons get a 5th defensive back out there. 3rd down coming. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. He's on the move. He's running for it. And he gets leveled just before he reaches the marker, and that hit prevents a first down.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Jordan Stout on now to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. Onto the field runs the Atlanta offense. They've ripped off 4 straight wins, and if this lead holds, that's going to be 5 before we know it. Penix now on first down. Escapes the pocket. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I am not sure we didn't see a safety right there. Oh, my gosh. I don't think I'm the only one nervous in the building because that QB kept going back and back. It was heading right for disaster, but saved himself just a couple yards short.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. Over the middle and taken in by London. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
This really isn't a route designed for a lot of yards, Kate. You're just trying to get a small handful and move on to the next down. Stay in rhythm. But anytime you can work some magic after the catch and stretch it out, those are welcome bonus yards.
The Dolphins with an extra DB out there. 3rd down coming. Penix working from the gun. Finds the in route complete. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. Running on first here with Jacobs. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
They'll run now on 2nd down. Along the sideline past midfield. And he heads out of bounds. Great pickup on that run. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the 1st down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Penix now. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And this one's worked down to the 33 before being stopped. It's a gain of 12 there. And the Falcons will have a 1st. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he's going to take this only to about the 31. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
From the 31. Completed to Flowers. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta 1st down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
On first down, here's Penix. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot. We've hit the 2-minute warning now at Hard Rock. It's the Falcons looking at 1st and 5. Up the middle, here goes Allen. Is in for the Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons grow their lead just before halftime. Braylon Allen, the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. He's going to field this at the 2. Big lick from the coverage team there. That's going to stop the return before it can get to the 30. Offense returning to the field now for the Dolphins. They trail 13-0 here as they go in search of their opening score. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. Off the mark there, incomplete pass. Looking for the back that time. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
2nd and 10 now. Dialing up a receiver screen. Big gain, has them across the 40. And he gets it forward to the 43-yard line. Tagovailoa on 1st down. He smartly won't risk something here and just chucks it away.
Boy, offenses that connect in this intermediate zone are so effective. Getting the completion in that area, it not just sparks your offense, but it just turns that aggressive meter way up. They just couldn't quite find the connection.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Trying to connect with Tyreek Hill there. And that's going to leave him with a tough 3rd and long. Sticking to the air, it's Tagovailoa. Flush down now to his left. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Obviously, a defense wants to take away all the reads and prevent any kind of big throw for the 1st down. Well, this QB, he'll just lower his head and gash the defense with one of the biggest runs of the game.
They're set up at the 35 now. 1st down, here's Tua. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. Now the Dolphins call a timeout. It's their 1st. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. He'll get this complete to White. And he nearly takes it to the red zone before going out. big play that's him 17 yards. And that's going to give the Dolphins a first down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
On first down, here's Tagovailoa. Throwing the out route complete. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
He brings it in. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. Miami calls a timeout here. It's second. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Here's Tua again. Caught by his back. And in for the Miami touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock. Getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners.
That's my fault.
Weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
They'll try this extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Dolphins get it back to within 6. So here's the kickoff, Brock. Just 6 points now separating our teams. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They've got first down here, but just 18 seconds to work with. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Options are open here. It's second and inches. Back-to-back carries here. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. And some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
Got it, man. It's London. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. Here comes the final play of our first half. One final shot before halftime. Throwing for the end zone. Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes. Incomplete. We've reached the midway point of this game. The visiting Falcons taking a lead into that locker room. Now we'll send you up to Orlando, our studios there, for Jonathan Coachman and the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We'll start over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. And it's the Bears who have the lead. Caleb Williams with 2 touchdown passes there. From there, we head up to Wisconsin to check out the Packers at home in Lambeau. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. 3 touchdown passes there for J.J. McCarthy. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Saints in that one. The Saints trying to hold on and claim victory. Both these teams ready for the fight ahead. We're ready to get back to it as well. And to do just that, we'll hand it back over to Kate and Brock. These 2 teams making their final adjustment for the second half ahead. It's time to get back at it. For the call, let's rejoin Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Return starts from the goal line. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Dolphins getting their... start off this second half. They'll try to get that ground game established better than they did in the opening half, Brock. See if they can attack that deficit. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Tua out of the pistol. That throw comes up short. Need a little more muscle on that one.
That play right there, Kate, that just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted. Even some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
Shotgun snap now to Tagovailoa. Short pass brought in. And it's a nice game, but still not enough for the first.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
That one's out and cut on the right side. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That one ends up a gain of 6. And it'll be first down, Miami. They'll run here from the gun. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Tua off the play fake. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
He lets a heater go deep. Flies one back across his body, and it's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off. And as this play winds up out of bounds, let's see what that flag is all about.
Holding offense.
Well, no surprises here. They decline the holding call and hang on to the interception. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And a couple of teammates combining there for the stop after just 1 yard.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Another carry for him. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
You know, Kate, during draft season, I was talking to an NFL GM, and he said, you know what, in time, we're going to realize tackles for loss are just as big a deal as sacks. Sacks get so much of the popularity. Tackles for loss, when you knock that offense backwards, I promise you, in time, you'll be keeping a closer eye on plays like that one.
3rd down, it's Penix. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him.
Dolphins have a good D.
It's a 54-yard punt that time. And it'll be Dolphins football. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. He's keeping it. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Tackled there by Jerome Baker. Now after that snap, there's an injured Dolphin still out there. So we're going to get a stoppage here as they go out to look at him. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. It'll be a gain of 5. They still need 4 on 3rd down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Throwing on 3rd, Tagovailoa. Complete beyond the marker. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Ken, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
On 1st down, they'll run. And that run very short, only getting to the 27. Only gets a yard there to make it 2nd and 9.
The one thing I can say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. They go play action with Tagovailoa. It is cut left side. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Completed to his running back. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. And they send a man in motion. Working inside the red zone. Hits his running back. And he's brought down after a short gain.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. When one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Again, it's Tagovailoa. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
And he rips this one out and over the back of the end zone, incomplete.
QBs, well, they're a lot like the great shooters in the NBA. Hey, listen, sometimes you're going to miss. You just got to shake it off and keep shooting away.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that cuts the lead in half, down to 3.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is if the kicking team is out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Flowers now to return it. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. They give it to him again. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield and a back who can show off his wheels.
They're going to play action. Here's Penix. That one doesn't find its man. Incomplete. Trying to find his tight end. And it's going to be second down.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately no connection to be made.
Makes the grab in bounds left side. And he nearly gets to the 25 before going out. It's a 31-yard play. And the Falcons will have a first.
One thing we don't have in football is we don't have that radar gun. But if we did, Kate, this is the kind of throw. When you throw it that deep outside the numbers, that requires a serious fastball, serious arm strength, and he just showed it off.
Penix now on first down. Has him on the quick hitter. And he gets this down inside the red zone before going out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. Third and short in your back pocket. You can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
On second down, Jacobs. And he's able to get this down to the 13. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it's good for an Atlanta first down.
Well, looky here. You don't even have to worry now about a third down call as that run moves the sticks. Now that call you had ready, though, you can recycle it. Save it for later for that next third down coming.
And he makes the play at full extension. That's a touchdown. The Falcons lengthen the lead at the end of the third. Drake London with the touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate.
Yep.
You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
Tucker adds the PAT. And the Falcons make it a 10-point ball game. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. He's going to return it from a yard or two deep. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a... the 25 after the return. Chance here for one final play before the end of the quarter. Look at this, the wideout gets it to start this drive. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the third quarter. Just one quarter remaining in this one. It's Dolphins ball, and they're sort of in comeback mode. They trail to start the fourth. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Back now, pressure on its way. Gets it to him on the screen. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Trying to force one through there. And it's 4th and short. We'll see if they go for it. So the Dolphins readying for the punt. Jordan Stout's the one to send it away. Kick is away, and this one might bring rain. Wow, what a kick. He fields this at the 18. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Falcons back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Play action, here's Penix. And this one too far in front of him. It's incomplete. That throw intended for Drake London. And now they face 2nd down.
You hear defensive coaches on every practice field we're on preach not giving up the big play, especially at the NFL level. They'll need to stay vigilant because their mindset all game long. As long as there's time left, he's going to want to keep on firing and turn a good performance into a great one.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. They've got a man in motion. Blown back, it's the handoff. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
2nd and 3. That's incomplete, trying to set up the screen there.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that.
No current players. Watch them still settle for a field goal. Not even a field goal. That's my fault.
Penix on 3rd down.
Dolphins have a good D.
Throw reeled in by London. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. He gets 6 on that play. And the Falcons will have a 1st.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll run here on 1st down. And he doesn't get much. A small pickup down to the 42. 3 yards on the 1st down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
Second down now, 7 to go. Putting a receiver in motion. Off the play fake, he'll throw. That one's caught along the left sideline. Touchdown, Atlanta! The Falcons can put this out of reach as they make it a 16-point lead. Zay Flowers, the touchdown. Well, Brock, that proved a little too tough to stick to. Turns out it was the right route to get a touchdown on that play.
Yeah, those corner routes can be some high risk at times, but big time rewards. Think about this for a second, Kate. We talk all the time about the efficiency of a slant route and in breaking, that angle breaking in, right? Higher completion rate, you're throwing something breaking in. You have a corner that breaks out. Obviously, the efficiency may not be there, but boy, touchdowns and big touchdowns can follow when the two stay connected.
That one splits the uprights. And the Falcons take a 3-possession lead. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Returnable from the 2. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. The Dolphins offense ready to go as they take the field. And this game might be going better if he could have some more time just to work back there. This pass rush has been all over them. Really keeps taking this offense out of any grooves that they've managed to get into.
Okay, I like to say in life there's energy vampires.
Yeah.
And for this defense, these sacks right here, they're such energy givers. And, man, it's like a vampire sucking the juice out of an offense.
Yeah, I love that. First down, here's Tua. Setting up the running back screen. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. Tagovailoa now working from the gun. Completed over the middle. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
On first down, here's Tagovailoa. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
He's going to loft one deep to the left. Tries to lob that one up, and it's intercepted. Jesse Bates in to pick it off.
Well, that's now his second time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the second on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
Here's Atlanta ready to take over possession. With touchdowns on their last 2 drives, Brock, they're playing some of their best offense here. Could they try for 3 in a row despite the lead? Let's find out. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's Penix. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. It's a gain of 29 yards. And it's good for an Atlanta first down. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Penix on first down. Getting out to his left. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. The problem? Defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They'll get 31 yards on the play, and the Falcons will have a first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
On first down, here's Penix. Connects on the crosser. And he's into the end zone for an Atlanta touchdown. The Falcons keep adding to that fourth quarter lead. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Tucker on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Falcons make it a 24-point ball game. The Falcons kickoff team out there as they'll send this away. Return starts from the goal line. He stopped on the return at the 27. Miami set to take over once again on offense. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Throwing again. Here's Tua. Dump off caught by his back. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
It may not look like much on the stat sheet, but this is kind of good on good. An offense gets a completion, not going backwards, and the defense, well, they rallied, they pursued, and kept that screen to a minimal gain.
Throwing, here's Tagovailoa on 3rd. Nice work by the back here, playing safety valve complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Again, it's Tagovailoa. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So it's 2nd down coming up. Here's Tua again. Short pass brought in. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're training a little bit of speed, sure. You sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
It's the 2-minute warning from Miami. Dolphins hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. To the air yet again. Tagovailoa. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
That was a situation where he got the time in the pocket he needed. There just wasn't anyone open to throw it to. It got to the point he had 2 choices as that clock is going off in his head. Force a throw and risk a pick, or just get rid of it and cut your losses on the play.
Desperation time here on 4th. And they get to him and haul him down. What a play, forcing the sack, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Hey, I get it, it's already over, but go down swinging. Unfortunately, that play, like so many of them today, Kate, has been pretty indicative of how this contest has gone.
The Falcons and Drake London headed back out onto the field. They're looking to just hang on to the ball through the finish. Defense has all of its timeouts, but with this game out of reach, a good chance they just let it run. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
Okay, time for the defense to think about getting that ball back, and this is where you've got to conserve every second. Got to expect a timeout coming any moment now.
They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
You got to expect the timeout is coming any moment now, right? If you want another shot with the ball, you'll need every second you can conserve on that clock.
Setting up for the kneel down on 3rd. They take a knee, and that's going to force that defense to burn a timeout if they want to save any clock here.
They could stop the clock now if they choose. In the final moments of the game, every second counts. If you're going to call a timeout, you want to be right next to that official to signal it in just as that knee goes down.
So the Falcons will fly home with a win on the road. So to the victor, go the spoils, Brock, as they celebrate the win. That's a positive feeling that you know is going to carry through the week ahead.
And it makes everybody in the building feel better. It does, from the secretary to the coach to the owner. And it makes all the practices, the film rooms, the workouts a lot easier over the next couple days. Nobody wants to slog through those coming off a loss. But coming off a win, they'll have a boost and really attack the week as they get prepared for their next opponent.
That does it for another broadcast of the NFL on